6 days. That's how long the war between Iran, Israel, and the United States has been unfolding. Missiles have crossed borders, airstrikes have hit military targets, and civilians have already paid a heavy price. But after nearly a week of fighting, the big questions are: who is actually losing, who is gaining, and where could this war be heading next? For Iran, the opening phase of the war has been costly. Several senior commanders from the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, or IRGC, supreme leader and senior leadership, reportedly killed in the first wave of strikes. Military infrastructure has also been damaged, including missile facilities and air defense systems. Some strategic installations, including parts of Iran's nuclear and military infrastructure, were targeted. But despite these losses, Iran's military command structure remains intact. Missiles and drones have continued to be launched toward Israel and U.S. positions across the region. In other words, Iran has taken damage, but it is still very much in the fight. Israel has faced a different kind of pressure. Iran has fired almost 128 waves of missiles and drones toward Israeli territory. More than 200 missiles have been fired by Iran on residential and military installations in Israel. Many of them were intercepted by air defense systems like Iron Dome and Arrow, but some missiles got through, causing loss of life amounting to 12 civilians and 10 military personnel killed, while more than 1,500 injured, although these numbers are claimed to be much higher by Iranian authorities. Interceptions of missiles are expensive, and constant missile alerts have disrupted daily life in several Israeli cities. The bigger concern for Israel is the risk of a multi-front war. If groups like Hezbollah in Lebanon or militias in Syria and Iraq join the conflict, Israel could face simultaneous attacks from multiple directions. For now, Israel maintains military superiority, but the strategic pressure is growing. For the United States, the war comes with two main challenges: cost and escalation. Deploying aircraft carriers, bombers, and missile defense systems across the region costs millions of dollars every day. At the same time, American bases in the Middle East remain potential targets for Iranian retaliation. Losses to American equipments, radar, and bases across Gulf region by Iranian missiles and drones amount to almost $2 billion. Apart from this, 3 American F-15 Eagles were downed in a friendly fire in Kuwait. On the human side, America reported 6 servicemen killed in an attack from Iranian missile and drone, while 20 men injured. Almost 20,000 American military personnel have to be relocated from Gulf region as a result of Iranian retaliation. Economically, U.S. is losing billions of dollars in the form of war effort, damages from Iranian missiles, and oil price surge due to closure of Strait of Hormuz. This raises the risk of the conflict expanding far beyond Iran and Israel. Politically, the administration of Donald Trump also faces domestic debate over how far the United States should go in this conflict. Failure to force a regime change in Iran, President Trump hinted towards arming of Kurdish-led revolt to inspire a regime change. This shows the lack of strategy by Washington, who starts a war with no plan in sight moving forward. But Kurdish leadership has now made its position clear. The president of the Kurdistan Regional Government, Nachirvan Barzani, recently spoke with Iran's foreign minister, Abbas Araghchi. His message was simple: Kurdistan will not be part of the war. Barzani emphasized that the Kurdish region wants to remain a factor of peace, not another battlefield. This means northern Iraq is unlikely to become a new front and a new ally of U.S. in the conflict, leaving Washington clueless for now. After 6 days, analysts see 3 possible directions. First, the war could remain limited. That would mean continued missile strikes and air attacks, but no ground invasion. Second, the conflict could expand across the region. Groups like Hezbollah or regional militias could enter the fight, turning the war into a much larger regional confrontation. Third, international pressure could push both sides toward a pause or negotiations. But with tensions rising and retaliation continuing, that outcome still seems distant. After 6 days of war, the battlefield is still evolving. Iran has taken damage but remains operational. Israel faces ongoing missile threats and the risk of wider escalation. The United States is balancing military pressure with the danger of a larger regional war and bearing heavy economic losses, and the Kurdish leadership has signaled that they will stay out of the conflict. The real question now is whether the coming days will bring de-escalation or a much wider war. NewsTold: Truth beyond headlines.